Yashodanandana Brajachanarandana Yamuna Tira Banachari Yamuna Tira Banachari Jaya Radha Madhava Gonja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gonja Bihari Shri Radha Madhava ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hare Krishna. That's okay. I'm waiting actually for Brian to bring me the nectar of instruction. Where is the Brian? Is Brian fine? Where is he? Hare Krishna. So I will speak in English, most probably. Not everyone speaks German. So there's a translation in the with you. Okay. So if someone does not speak English, there's a translation. Oh, or if you maybe you can say it. Okay. Only Russian. Okay, so before we will start with the Srimad-Bhagavatam, we talk a bit about the nectar of instruction. There is an instruction, speaking about nectar of instruction, there's a nectar of instruction by our GBC to speak about some of Prabhupada's books before we give the lecture, that devotees get inspired to read Srila Prabhupada's books. So in the last days, every speaker here spoke on one book. So I chose the nectar of instruction. So in general, we are part of the Hare Krishna movement, which is founded by Srila Prabhupada. And foundational to that, as we all know, are Srila Prabhupada's books. In the beginning, when we join, many devotees join because of Srila Prabhupada's books, isn't it? It's not anymore maybe the majority, like in the past. It seemed that the majority of devotees came through Prabhupada's books, but now there are different other venues, so to say. Yeah, so maybe your first contact with Krishna consciousness was not a book of Prabhupada. Yeah. Actually, my first contact with the Hare Krishna movement was Shelter, the hardcore band. When I heard the Panchatattva Mahamantra before the first song on this one CD. But this was the only contact, but then it were Prabhupada's books. But anyway, so, but still. And then we are new devotees, and many new devotees are really inspired by Srila Prabhupada's books. Really inspired. You start reading them, you cannot stop, and it's wonderful, inspiring. It's new knowledge, your mind explodes. Not, it's like not literally, of course. Everyone has a head. So we are, you remember these times. Wow! And you bought all the books. Yeah, you ordered online or went to the temple, and you collected books, and these were like, wow, treasure for you. And then you read and you read through. Maybe then you read even all the books. Maybe some collect them but don't. I know I read Bhagavatam. I read this, I read that. Yeah. So this is a problem. This is a problem. Yeah. Sometimes devotees even don't have taste for chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. They don't say, I like to chant, I love to chant. They say, I have to chant. It's for them duty. It's nice that they do it because they promise to their spiritual master. So nice that they at least keep it up, because some say, I cannot even keep it up anymore. I cannot. So I chant maybe a little bit sometimes, if I have a good day. Yeah. But some they say, I don't really like to chant, but I do it because I promised to my guru. And sometimes when I chant, it's not so bad, okay. This is also a problem. Yeah. And sometimes I talk with devotees and they tell me that, and I really don't have a real answer, because I tell them, yeah, maybe be more careful, attempt to do a chapa seminar, read more, but they're like frustrated. Yeah, I don't know. So, okay, anyway, what to do, only Jesus can help you. He can die for your sin or something, I don't know. So, but it's very difficult, So we should not be such devotees. We should not be such devotees. We should be inspired to chant Hare Krishna. We should like to chant, love to chant, because we have a taste for chanting Hare Krishna. It's a pleasure to put your hand into this bead bag. Oh, finally. You know this feeling when you, finally I can put my hand into this bag. So before, I have to do this, that. And it's terrible if you have to put the hand out of it. Because someone comes, oh, please, can you do this or that? Or your child cries, or you have to work, or, answer a call, and you have to put your hand out. It's like pain. It's painful. Right? It's not nice. So we should be like this. We should like to chant, and we should like to read Prabhupada's books, even though we have read them often. Who has read this book? You can raise your hand. Who has read this book? Okay, those who peel the apples cannot raise their hand. I understand. So you read them. Yeah, so, and here, I saw many hands here, all hands here. Okay, here also, everyone. Yes. So we read this book. Maybe some of you have read it even 2 times. Who has read it 2 times? Okay. 3 times, 5 times. No, don't embarrass. So, we should have taste for these books. We should be interested. And definitely, we should study them. There should be always something new. For me, when I read this book, it's actually English, yeah, it's always something new. It's such a small book, only 11 verses, but actually there's really always something new. It's a very, very important book, fundamental and foundational. So our GBC, Krishna Prem Rupa Prabhu, our new GBC actually since, I think this year, we have a new GBC in the German Yatra, Krishna Prema Rupa Prabhu. Asked us that we do that, give a little pep talk to inspire devotees to read and speak about certain books. So I hope that we get inspired. So Nectar of Instruction, why is it important? Yeah, it's a very condensed book by Rupa Goswami in the original and in Prabhupada's translation as Nectar of Instruction, which gives in 11 verses an overview of our spiritual life. And it's something what we should know, because we should be interested in our spiritual life. Are you interested in your spiritual life? How interested are you in your spiritual life? Everyone is interested in his spiritual life. Yes, sometimes we are devotees. We are interested in spiritual life. But the question is, how interested are we in our spiritual life? Because there's a big, spectrum of, I'm interested in my spiritual life, so I chant and do all this. But someone is very inspired and interested, meaning, I really want to find out how the process works. Where am I? What are the next steps? What can I do? How can I improve? Which anarthas can I overcome? How can I really get the taste for the holy name? How is actually the holy name revealing everything? Yeah, how can I develop actual love for Krishna? What is love for Krishna actually? How much do I love Krishna already? Who is Krishna? What is he doing? If I love him, actually I would be very interested in him. As it said, you will always think about Krishna. How much am I thinking already about Krishna? According to that, I can see how much I love Krishna. Right? If you're in love with someone, you'll think all the time about this person. Love. Yeah, everyone has fallen into love at least once in life. Yes, and how is it? You are like crazy. Actually, you are crazy. Actually, it's true. When you are in love, you're crazy. All these chemicals make you crazy. People are crazy in that situation, yeah. But the effect is that you think about the beloved all the time. And you are very happy when you think about the beloved. Later when you're married, you also think about the beloved. But it's not always producing happy feelings. That's then the reality. It's okay, it's normal, don't worry. You can hate your partner, it's completely fine. It's part of the deal. Yes. Who has not hated his partner? Yeah, of course, sometimes you and then, oh, sorry, yes, oh, we love each other so much. It's like this back and forth. It's like icha dvesha, back and forth. Bogat yaga. Kriyastashram is Bogat yaga. It needs that. So yeah, when you are in love with someone, you think, and in the beginning time, you think about this person, and you're so happy, and as everything is great. And Prabhupada actually gives this fact as an example for loving Krishna. In the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, in the last verse, he gives this example. He says, as a young boy and a young girl naturally fall in love with each other, in this way also the devotee, when he hears about Krishna, can fall in love with Krishna. It's the same kind of process. So how does the material process work? Yeah, through sangha, through association, through proximity. When you're very close to this person, you fall in love. It's kind of the magnetic thing, automatically. Yeah. But in the same way, when we are close to Krishna, we fall in love with Krishna. And when we just understand this point, then we become more serious in our sadhana, because we say, wow, actually love to Krishna is not something for only the uttamadhikari. Love for Krishna is something very high, something super esoteric, abstract, nobody really knows what it is. No. Love for Krishna is wonderful. Oh, Krishna is such a wonderful personality and all that. If you have sympathy. If it's only sympathy for Krishna, this is already love for Krishna. Right? It's already love for Krishna, and this will get more intense. It will just get more intense. Yeah. So and there it's shown how serious are we, how much we want to grow this sympathy into a liking, and then into a favorable feelings, and in the end love. Right? And definitely someone who is interested in love for Krishna, he will get interested in those who love Krishna. And then we go into this stage of Raga Nuga, because Raga Nuga means exactly that. Anuga means to follow Raga. Raga means love. Follow those who have love for Krishna. Say, whoa, how is it actually that they love Krishna? In a certain way, which is actually also given as an present and gift by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all the devotees. The love of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. What does that actually mean? Love of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. And why is this the highest? And what does this have to do with me? All this should get from the abstract, unknown, mystical, to a more very concrete, practical option for your spiritual life. Okay, yes, that sounds great. Inhabitants of Vrindavan. Oh, they have a very close relationship with Krishna. Oh, it's very beautiful. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, yeah, we should also become like them. So and then a devotee hears about Krishna in Vrindavan and all his associates. And he will develop even more interest and sympathy for Krishna, Vrindavan, and especially for the inhabitants of Vrindavan. This is actually our way. It's called Raga Anuga, following those who have love for Krishna. And then we say, wow, they are so great, they are so wonderful. The gopis, such great personalities, amazing. Srimati Radharani, wow, she's so wonderful. The gopas, Yashoda, Nanda, and all that, it will become something what you experience. Interest, experience, and engagement, and all that. And we really change our consciousness from the material, from the semi-spiritual in the beginning stage, to someone who is very, very serious and specific in his spiritual life. He knows what he wants. Yes, actually this is what I want. It's not anymore, how can I know if I am a Brajvasi or Vaikuntha-vasi or Ramchandra, or maybe even the Brahmachoti, I don't know. Yeah. No, it's very clear. This is And by Srila Prabhupada, yes, Goloka Vrindavan, this can be your home. And saying, yes, I accept this. And not because I'm so great, oh, I'm a great devotee now. Yes, I realized. No, because you accept this mercy. Even I, fallen as I am, can enter into the highest reality and become one of the associates of the greatest devotees in the whole existence. But this is only possible through mercy, which is undeserved, but still a fact. Yeah. So many things like this are written in this book, right? How we start, Vajavegam, Manasa Krodha Vegam, Vajavegam. Yeah, that's where you start. I talk nonsense all day long. I don't want it. How can I control my tongue in talking proper things? Vajaha, the speech. Vegam, to control the Vega, the power of the speech. This is the first thing. Until in the end, Radhakund. Prabhupada closes the book with saying, when you meditate on the banks of Radhakund, which is the highest, and you leave your body, you will attain that reality which you were thinking of, which you were cultivating when you are meditating on the banks of Radhakund. This is where you will go. So it starts with this. Vajavegam, how you control your speech, to entering Goloka Vrindavan. So if this is not interesting to you, I don't know what. So just the last sentence. By serving Radhakund, one can get an opportunity to become an assistant of Srimati Radharani under the eternal guidance of the gopis. Quite something. Last sentence. And first, as I said, Vajavegam. So, and in between we should also read and study and become inspired for our spiritual life. Hare Krishna. So this was my pep talk. So now you can go to my online shop, buy this book. Or temple shop. Or your local shop. Probably you have it. But just reading, this is very important. Yes. Okay, Hare Krishna. So now we go to Srimad-Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 4, the creation of the fourth order, chapter 21, instructions by Maharaj Prithu, text number 5. Shankha Dundubi Goshena. Shankha Dundubi Goshena. Brahma Goshena Chatvijam. Brahma Goshena Chatvijam. Vivesha Bhavanam Vira. Vivesha Bhavanam Vira. Stuyamano Gatasmayaha. Stuyamano Gatasmayaha. Okay. Someone wants to chant? Shankha Dundu Bigojena. Brahma Goshena. Mataji's. Shankha, conch shells, dundubi, kettle drums, Goshena, by the sound of Brahma, Vedic, Goshena, chanting, Cha, also, Ritvijam, of the priests, Vivesha, entered, Bhavanam, the palace, Viraha, the king, Stuyamanaha, being worshipped, Gatasmayaha, without pride. Translation: when the king entered the palace, conch shells and kettle drums were sounded. Priests chanted Vedic mantras and professional reciters offered different prayers. But in spite of all this ceremony to welcome him, the king was not the least bit affected. Purport: the reception given to the king was full of opulence, yet he did not become proud. It is said, therefore, that great personalities of power and opulence never become proud, and the example is given that a tree which is full of fruits and flowers does not stand erect in pride, but instead bends downwards to show submissiveness. This is a sign of wonderful character of great personalities. Homa Yajna Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshumilitam Nina Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Mukham Karoti Vajalam Bangung Langayati Girim Yat Kripatamang Vande Shri Gurundino Taranam Shri Chaitanya Manobistam Stapitam Nina Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swabanantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadada Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we hear about King Prithu now, who is entering his city, and while he's entering the city, he is worshipped in a great way. Yeah, we know many important to show him respect. So it's a great reception, which easily could lead to pride, because you are greeted like he's greeted like the king. He's the king, right? And naturally, when we are put on a high position above the others, we are higher, we feel better, we become proud. Yeah, it's a natural effect. So, but here the king is not getting influenced by all this praise, which could pamper, increase his ego. Right? It could increase his ego. If someone tells you all day long, you are so beautiful, so wonderful, so great, so intelligent, and so on. You speak so many nice words. You're so strong. You are the best in this and that. Maybe one or two sentences you believe. There you're right. There you're also right. Oh, there you're definitely right. Okay. It's okay, but keep on going. Who does not like to hear about himself, herself? Who not, If I would write a book about you, would you like it? I write your biography. Yeah? Only positive, Not like investigation or something. Just like you, I don't mind. Bestseller in all the bookstores in the world, your picture everywhere, People call you, invite you for interviews, and yeah, you wouldn't mind. Yeah. Prabhupada didn't mind, but he didn't mind because for Krishna. He said, okay, if I go there, I will speak about Krishna. He was not doing for himself. But our ego gets pampered in such a situation. Yeah. And now, is this a problem? Yeah, it's a problem. For a devotee, it's a problem because a devotee wants to think about Krishna, not about himself. Right? I know it's more nice to think about yourself. And we are programmed to think about ourselves. We are so long in this mature world Since Prabhu says, time immemorial, anadi. We are so long in this material world, and life after life, we are cultivating this false ego. It's impossible to not think about yourself. And when we think about ourselves, we cannot think about Krishna. It's like kind of the opposite. And the problem is also when we are in this false ego, of course, we don't think about Krishna. We're attached to the false ego, to the body, and as he said, ahamameti. Ahamameti. We are attached to things which is me and which are mine. And we are in this network of attachments. And we have to juggle all these attachments. Okay, and here is something happening. I have to take care of this. I have to take care of that. Family and business and money and this hobby and that hobby. And we have to keep the whole thing running. And there's no time for Krishna. And the problem is also that these things, these attachments, they don't give us always pleasure. We think they will give us pleasure. But they can, as much pleasure a thing or a person even, because of material attachment, can give you, they can, in an equal amount, maybe actually even more, give you also pain. Everyone has some certain maya, okay? Don't, how to say, don't take offense, no? Maybe you like, I don't know, material stories, or cars, or sports. I don't know, everyone has some certain maya. Like sports, Maybe you like some sport. Football, tennis, mini golf. Mini golf world championship is coming up, Oh, so great, can't wait, And there's a certain mini golf player, you think he's like really good, Certain mini golf player is like, wow, he's the best mini golf player in the whole universe, wow. And you want him to become number one and he wins the whole thing. And then he loses in the last game and you're, oh no, he lost. You will suffer a lot. People do that. They go together in this big stadium and they play some sport down there and all of them want them to win and then they lose and they cry and to beat others up. I hate you so much because we lost. They do crazy things, right? Or money, even better. Money is so nice. Money is the honey. Money is the honey. Why does he say money? It's called Lakshmi. Yes, when you have a Krishna consciousness, yes, it's Lakshmi Devi, of course. It means it's only for Krishna. But if it's not for Krishna, it's money. You want, money is the honey. Money is so nice. Yes, it can give you everything, almost. Yeah? And if you have money, you saved, because you go working very nicely and you saved. And every week you save €1 and €1 and then, I've already 108 euros. My savings, and you're so happy for your 108 euros. Yeah? And suddenly you count, and it's just 107, and you're so frustrated. Huh? Yeah, inflation. I should have put it into bitcoins. Yeah, you will be very, very painful. Or when everything is gone, suddenly it's gone. Yesterday I made a stupid transaction from one account of mine to another account of mine. And it cost me 8 euros. And I did not know that. And I was, my God, it's just 8 euros, but for nothing it's also stupid, right? Come on, 8 euros. From one PayPal account to another PayPal account. And it was written there, and there's one PayPal, no fees, Yeah, probably on this, but on that there were the fees, I did not know that. I lost 8 euros for like nothing. For one click, 8 euros for one click, huh? PayPal. Good business. So the things what give you pleasure, suddenly when they're gone, when you lose them, and these are actually small things, even though money is not so small. If you lose like 1,000 euros, 2,000 euros. Once I lost 700 euros because I bought a washing machine, but it was a fake selling site, and I was stupid, I did not know. And I just, yes, here I have my 700 euros, here for you. I give it to you, And the washing machine was not coming. I was waiting, day in, day out. I was waiting, washing machine, washing machine, washing machine, washing machine. You know how it is, washing machine, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Your mind turns in the washing machine. You know? And then I wrote to them, I called them, and no answer. And then I Googled what's going on with them, you know. Yeah, it was a fake site. Yeah, 700 euros for nothing. So it's, So, but these are just small things. The big things, relationships, parents. Oh, my father treated me so bad, my child. And you have a whole drama. You have problems now with fathers for the rest of your life, you know. Yeah. Or problem with the children, or problem with the spouse, divorce, this and that. And you're suffering so much. And why? Yeah, because of attachment. This person whom you loved so much, you expected so much, it, how to say, disappointed you, and now you suffer so much. Yeah. So all the base for all that is called false ego. False ego is the most subtle element. The most subtle element, which is also everything what furthers the false ego, makes it stronger, is a problem for a devotee. So we should minimize the false ego, and it's very easy, simple to understand, of course difficult to do, in the form of humility. This is the thing, humility. And maybe you think, actually I'm already humble. Do you think you are humble? Everyone thinks you're humble? Yes. Okay, good. Good, yes. We think we are humble, not like super humble, but I'm not like proud. Proud. Oh, I'm the best devotee. I've given the best lectures here. I'm the best kirtaniya in town. You are like nothing. You sing like a crow. I am the best pujari. Look at how I dressed in Simadev. Yesterday the devotee was like a mess. I am the best Sankirtan devotee. You know, look at this loser. You know, just second place in marathon. I beat him like anything. I'm not like this. This is proud, right? This is like terrible. So I'm not like this. Means I'm not proud. Actually, I'm humble. That means I'm humble. Yeah, which is of course a very, very, very naive thinking, because between super, super proud and super, super humble, there's a huge spectrum. So where do you put yourself, right? And the most interesting thing is that humility is a spiritual quality. And what is one of the spiritual quality, aspects? What is one of the aspects of spirituality? It's called unlimitedness, also how to say, unlimited? Limitless, it's limitless. In the same way, humility has no limit. You can never be actually humble. Because you're always one step on the more proud side, right? You know what I mean? When you say, now I'm humble, but you can actually be more humble. So actually you're proud right now, right? Of course, so compared to the one step being more humble, you're more proud. And it will go on forever. And we have a very good proof for that in our acharyas, who are supposed to be humble, who say, I'm not humble. I'm super proud. I'm happy when you suffer, and I'm really in a bad mood when I see that you're happy. Because this is a sign of pride and arrogance. Have you experience of that? If you see someone is happy and you think and you're not happy? Yeah, because of envy and pride. Yeah, it's very natural. And I shouldn't think like this. I should not feel like that, but actually I do, It's actually good, that he suffers a little bit. It's good for him or something, right? Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that. I'm happy when he suffers, and I'm not happy when the opposite is the case. But my point is that humility has no end. We can never be like, humble enough, and we should always work on humility, and also because humility is essential for chanting Hare Krishna, as we know. Without that, it doesn't work, and we have to cultivate this humility as much as possible through offering obeisances, to thinking in a very positive way about devotees, through serving devotees, and to become aware that we are very, very tiny souls, super tiny, like insignificant, and we really depend on Krishna. Yeah, so this surrender, huh? Helplessness should create humility. And actually, I need Krishna. Because this to control everything is also together with pride, meaning I can control everything. I don't need anyone. Sometimes I think like this. I don't need anyone. I don't want anyone. I don't care, I can do it all alone. I know I'm grown up. I know how it works, and I don't need anyone and anything. And in one sense, we say I don't need Krishna. Don't need Krishna to chant Hare Krishna. Actually, this is what we do. We think I don't need Krishna for chanting Hare Krishna. Because we think I can chant Hare Krishna, I concentrate, I do everything proper, and then it will work out. But actually, chanting Hare Krishna means, as Prabhupada says, to cry like a baby for the mother. So, Krishna, I need you in my chanting Hare Krishna to help me that this japa meditation today becomes successful, that I make advancement, that I come closer to you. I need you. Right? So this is super important. You understand, I need Krishna. And we pray to Krishna and surrender to Krishna. Without that, we cannot surrender to Krishna. So this humility is one of the, maybe even the most important. So then we shouldn't think, oh, I'm humble enough already, because when the things go sideways, as they say, you can see how you react. Now I'm humble. I'm sitting here, comfortable, speaking, everything good. Everyone is listening. Actually, nobody is sleeping. Almost. Yeah, nobody's really sleeping. Nobody's snoring. Maybe you're like dozing a bit. It's okay. Don't snore. Yeah, so it's a good, comfortable situation for me. And then if I say, okay, now, please, some questions, lecture's over, and you say, thank you, Prabhu, it was kind of a nice lecture, but this point you got wrong, and this was not right, and then Shastra read something different, and what do you say about that, It goes sideways, I feel maybe offended or something, or how dare you criticize my lecture, Yeah. Someone criticizes you. I had this once in Berlin when I gave a lecture on Govardhan Puja, and they rented a special hall for that, and I was sitting on a high Vyasasan on a stage. I was so high above everyone. It was really crazy. It was so high. Oh my God. And I gave a lecture, which was, I don't know, was okay. And then in the end, some person said, many years ago, I was in a temple, and you kicked me out of the temple. Why were you doing that? He was completely challenging me of everyone, and I, what's going on? And I was probably reacting not in the nicest way, humble. I think I don't remember what I said, but one devotee afterwards said to me, you reacted not in a good way. Could have taken it a bit more in a humble way. Yeah. So this is one thing. If someone tells you something what you don't want to hear, right? How do you react? Very often we get angry. We don't like to hear it. We defend ourselves. We want to destroy the opponent, his arguments and all that. Yeah. My first negative comment on my YouTube channel, I remember the first. Because I remember, Chai, nice, Hare Krishna, fine, great, wonderful. Oh, you saved my life. It's a wonder. Oh, you're the best. Yes. And the first was good. hit well. Not expected. He said that you are a narcissist. Didn't taste well. Was not like the others. No, this was not nice. Not nice. But then I was thinking about it. Maybe, maybe he's not just an idiot. Maybe he's not just a crazy person. Maybe he's reasonable. Maybe he sees something. Maybe actually he's right. I'm not the most humble and all that. Yeah, can see something positive in it. Huh? Try to. As it said, you should pick up a gold from a dirty place. You can take. It's interesting, but you can accept a woman, even a good woman, even from a bad family, And you can take a good advice from a fool. Chanaka Pandit says. You can accept and good advice from a fool. As Prabhupada. Remember the story? Do you know why Prabhupada starting doing morning walks? Everyone knows the story? Okay, those who know the story like to hear it again. It's nice. And those who don't know the story like to hear it also. Of course. Yeah. When Prabhupada was in New York in the beginning times, he was actually quite sick. As we know, he came on the ship and he had heart attacks too. And then when he was in America, he has again a heart attack. He had to go back to India. That was the first flight back to India to get some recovery. And when he was there again, he was a little bit weak. And I think it was Thanksgiving Day. And in America, it's a big holiday, so shops are closed, everyone is celebrating, and nothing works there. It was in New York. And Prabhupada was very sick, and the devotees called a doctor. And they reached one older doctor, a Jewish doctor, who came. And he was already a little bit, where's the patient? And he was already a little bit drunk. Thanksgiving, naturally. Okay, they brought him to Prabhupada and he measured the pulse and this and that. He was not doing much, and then he went out and the devotees asked him. I think Ananda told this story, Ananda. So what does he have? How can we help him? And the doctor just said, I think this old man is praying too much. The devotees, of course, offended, how dare you? The old man praying too much. And then he left, and he wasn't doing this, was all what he did. The devotees were, of course, crazy man. Why were we calling him? What was the use? Useless. But Prabhupada was lying there in the back room, heard it. And he always went to him, and Prabhupada said, this doctor was right. Prabhupada said, this doctor was right. And from then on, Prabhupada every morning went on the morning walk, which helped him really. Because his health then, with this, he did not have a problem anymore, moving. And because of that, we have all these wonderful conversations from the morning walks. Even books got created because of that. So thanks to this drunken Jewish doctor. So Prabhupada saw that. Of course, he's a foolish person, even drunk. But yeah, he was right. I can take this advice. Very important. Don't shoot the messenger, as it said. No? Don't shoot the messenger. Sometimes there's a good message coming. Yeah, even though you don't like it, you have to see the truth in it. And this is a sign of humility also. Opposite case is, I know everything. I don't want to hear anything. He's a fool anyway. What can he say? That's not so intelligent. So, many things can be said, of course, about humility. And everyone should think about it. How can I be more humble? Where is my main problem right now of being humble? And when you think there's no problem, you've got a problem. Because then you're in Maya. And Maya means you don't see. So humility is most important for chanting, for my relationship with Krishna. How can I be more humble? What is the main obstacle right now? Where do I see that I'm not humble? Okay, let's work on that. Find it and work on that. Think about it. Yeah. And it's very difficult. It's very difficult. Humility doesn't feel good. Hare Krishna. The more down you go, the worse it feels. This is nice. I'm the man. This is great. And this is, yeah, but we have to do that. We have to bow down. And if we don't do it voluntarily, we will be forced to. We will be forced to. Krishna is very kind. He will smash us into humility. Yeah, he will smash us into humility. Yeah. Krishna consciousness. Forced surrender. Krishna has us in the, how do you call it in English? Schwitzkasten. You say Schwitzkasten in German. How do you call it in English? No martial arts person here? German is a Schwitzkasten. It means actually a sweating cupboard. Headlock. Yes. Krishna has us in the headlock, And he can do it a bit tight, more tight, you know. He forces us to surrender, which is good. Okay, so we hear from this example, Prithu Maharaj, not getting puffed up, even though being praised. Let's learn from him, work on our humility, and everything will be fine. So thank you for your kind attention. Any questions, comments, or criticism? Looking forward. Don't, I will not get offended. I'll not shoot you. I will not make no politics to cut off your shika or something. Don't be afraid. Yeah, okay. Prabhu? Yeah, this is what I said, only Jesus can help you. I don't know, Okay, so either you have the potential for this taste and have to do something to get it, or you really simply don't like and cannot read and have no taste for it. I could understand that there are devotees who don't like to read in general, and somehow or other it's not their connection. I hope it's not the case, but I think it can be. So Krishna consciousness is fortunately very broad, and there are many, many other ways. Some taste must be there for something, at least. Prabhupada said there are Prahlad Maharaj actually said there are 9 processes. And each and every process can give you perfection. So if you really, really tried for taste, for reading, and you read and all that, and doesn't work, maybe not. Maybe talk with your guru. But at least some taste must be there for the holy name or for the worship or something. But if you have the potential for having this taste, but simply right now not developed it, you have to work on it to get it. You read, I will do it. So every day you read a certain time or page number or something. Do it as a sadhana. Every day I will do it. Pray to Krishna to help you. And to have also association with devotees who have taste for reading. This is very important. Hear from devotees who are very absorbed in Shastra, give nice lectures, who explain Shastra. There are different kinds of lectures. Sometimes there are lectures which are kind of random. My lecture today was a bit random. But sometimes there are lectures which are very focused on certain Shastra. They analyze the Shastra and go into the text, kind of a study. So hear from these devotees who really go deep into Shastra and see how do they have taste. How is it? Learn from them. But in general, by just reading, doing it, and no matter what, as a duty. And I'm sure Krishna is merciful and gives you a couple of sentences or words where you say, wow, that's beautiful, that's nice. Now my half-hour reading, which where I was fighting through, was worth it because there was one sentence which just struck me. Yeah. I said, wow, that's amazing. Because sometimes I just read because I have to read or want to read. And but suddenly there's like one point. I say, whoa, that's beautiful. That's amazing. That's interesting. Let me know more about that. Oh, that's nice. And you get inspired. Yeah, we need this realization, this revelation actually, when Krishna reveals himself in these pages, in these sentences. And it's possible, and I think everyone can do that. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay, any question? Comment? Yes?
You were mentioning the first ego, that it was announced. In the moment, it's difficult to...
Yeah, it's very difficult. I know it's very difficult when, we are still humans. You know, we are still humans with the same flaws as everyone else. We are humans who practice devotional service and all that. We are devotees, but still we are humans and we work in the same psychological way as everyone else. And we have to recognize that, and definitely it's not possible to say, oh, I'm not the false ego and I'm fine. Now I'm like Haridas Thakur, you can beat me over 20 marketplaces and I chant Hare Krishna, I see Krishna and that. You know, it's simply not possible. So we have to learn to deal with the false ego as good as possible. And one thing also to dissolve the false ego is to simply identify yourself as a servant of Krishna, right? So we might still use the false ego in that way, but still we are devotees who serve Krishna. This is my real identity, and with time I will switch from the false ego to that one. And I have to see now the reality where I am, and sometimes I get, as you say, offended or in a bad mood, overcome by emotions, and we simply have to learn to get out from it as quickly as possible and learn our lessons. And sometimes it takes longer and sometimes it goes fast. I know some devotees, they take some time, you know. If you have some issue with them, you cannot go to them and say, I'm very sorry. They are still in the whole thing and they cannot accept it. And you just wait a couple of days and you say, I'm sorry, and they say, no problem. Now I'm over it, you know. What to do? You know, what to do? And how can we do that? Yeah, we have to learn from these situations. Where was I in a bad mood? Where I was offended? Where I was sad? Why did it happen? How can I avoid this in the next time? But now you quarrel maybe once a month with a devotee. Maybe. In a marriage, you quarrel like 5 times a day. It's like part of the deal. Yeah. So there you learn a lot about your emotions and how to react and how to be humble and all that, and just you have to learn. So yeah, get married maybe. Yeah, that's a good. That's good. Yeah, get married. Then you learn faster. Or you say, okay, I don't want to get married, so I better be humble. Oh, yeah. No, but it's true. We are still humans, we have emotions, and we have to just learn as good as possible from our experience. And yeah, we should not be too upset with all kinds of things. It's not worth it. Be more Krishna conscious, understand, you know, what's the deal? What's the problem? What's the problem? Okay, then I have to do this, or then I have to, you know, just accept if the wife calls during the lecture. Actually, the son calls. My wife is not calling. It's always my son. Yeah. So, as good as we can. What can I say? I don't know, because I know the problem. I know the problem, not the solution. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for, I don't know what, but yeah. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for your kind attention. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad-Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Komm schon nach Hause. Hare Krishna.